Shoot. Okay, maybe we is live. I don't know. Top chat, live chat. Man, we going live on the iPad, man. Let me refresh. Make sure we're good. Oh yeah, look at that. I done did a thing. Hey, I'm gonna share this to Facebook. But basically, man, I just want to jump on today. I do stuff throughout the day. Half the time, I forget half the stuff that I talk about or that I do. So I wanted to give this opportunity while I'm doing some desk work, opportunity just to ask any questions. Yeah, and also talk about what we got going on too. Join the live session. Ask me anything. Cool. Even the picture came out pretty good, man. I've been doing AI thumbnails for the videos recently. Just because I got tired of taking pictures and editing them in Canva. It's so much easier just to ask for the thumbnails. But anywho, just wanted to jump in. So update. Starting a business from scratch. I'm now over 5 years in business, and yesterday I was told that I can purchase now vehicles in my business entity alone now, which is crazy. I never, you understand it, you walk through and you learn stuff like this, but to actually be in the position where, basically I'm approved for 5 additional vehicles, no down payment, no personal guarantor or whatever they require. It's just straight up with my business, the strength of the business, the business credit that we've been putting together, just doing stuff. So that made me think like, man, I haven't done a live on the Saturday, right? Because I'm either working on the Saturday or I make Saturday my day off, so I ain't doing nothing. I'm watching Netflix. But 5 years in, man, I learned a lot of lessons. So we're at this point well over 2 million. We should be pretty close to 3 this time next year, if not 4. But we're in the process of hiring. We got 1 technician queued up for sure. Hopefully we get our plumber in Modesto set up too for the same time, and then we're looking to bring in another appliance technician. So if you haven't been watching the series, I did a series a couple of weeks ago about starting an office. Basically, I was vlogging. We opened up the office about 4 hours north of where I am right now. We got 2 appliance technicians right now. We're looking at another technician and plumber up there. And man, I want to document, just as I could, as I remember, the challenges with opening up a new office. So it's a little different. Obviously, because I've got the hub business, right? So basically, adding a different office for Zip is different than you starting from scratch and adding an office. So for us, it's more like, we got to get the business licensing in order. We got to get our insurances, find an office. We have to budget. What is obviously when you start over in insurance, and if you haven't done it in a while, you forget that, hey, you gotta, pay up front a lump sum. If you're gonna go the monthly route, office, you gotta have your deposits. So you gotta budget for all of that stuff too. Marketing materials is different, right? Because you gotta be on Google. You have to be on Google in the service industry right now to grow. Now, you don't have to be on Google to be a one-man shop. But if you want to grow like we are, we got 11 vehicles moving about right now. We're getting 3 more that's going to go on the road, and potentially 2 more next month. Maybe even shorter than a month. But realistically, we're going to get these 3 additional in action. So I put 14 in rotations, a couple of plumbers, appliance technicians. We're serving the communities in a long stretch. So we got 3 offices now, but starting from scratch, we didn't have 3 offices. We were in a corner office. Basically was a little bit bigger than my office right now in the headquarters. And we managed out of that for, we didn't make it a year. We didn't make it a year before we moved into this building, but we've been in this building now over 4 years. But we didn't make it in a year. It's because we were expanding. We had three, four. I think I had five technicians at the year mark. Yep, right around the year mark, and that was a feat. It was stressful, right? Especially you starting out, you don't know if things are gonna work well. We were coming out of the pandemic on that side, and obviously we wasn't in a regular market, right? Because in pandemic, everybody was just calling whoever's available who would pick up. So it was easy to grow and get business when you're doing services. In 2021, it began to get a little bit more difficult. And then 2022 is where a lot of businesses struggled. We did as well. We struggled. We struggled to find, keep people, right? Because we were hiring technicians and we were training them from scratch. So it's possible, and we can do that now, but it comes with, heartaches, the learning curve. I never developed a training program for appliance technicians before. So doing that, piecing that together is a huge part of just business in general, right? Because there's going to be times where you're unsure, you don't know what to do, but you got to do something. Because if you do nothing, especially if you're taking out loans or if you got credit cards or things like that, nothing, you're not getting a return. You're just burning through your money. So one of the bigger things, if you ever watch any of my older stuff, was I did the Appliance Boot Camp, and Mike really gave the blueprint on how to get going, how to get started with warranty companies, and it was like gold during that time because, like I said, companies with the older guys, they were dropping out. People weren't running calls, and we started right in the middle of that pandemic, so we kind of slid on in. So compared to then and now, obviously we're well over 80% COD, and it's not necessarily by choice. We want more warranty work, but at the same time, we're not willing to compromise our revenue for that because we have a lot more opportunities on the COD side, and we don't want to get bogged down with that. And then two, our technicians, with larger opportunity calls, they can make more money. But it's a fine balance, right? You want to give yourself, your technicians, the opportunity to make more money by running smaller warranty style jobs, right? That's the consistency. But do you want them out there doing a seal system for $254 with LG versus them doing one seal system and getting $1,200? Does that even make sense, right? You have to run 5, 6 of those calls for it to make sense to do one, and that's really what it's all about. Now, when it comes to volume on warranty side, man, I'm seeing it. If you watch the American Home Shield when they did their last investors presentation, if you got hold of that, you see that they're basically wiping out all of the third-party servicers who aren't either doing bulk jobs for them at a discount or if they're overpriced. So we didn't see us from the appliance side get removed yet, but we don't get no calls. Like, very rarely do we get calls on the appliance side from American Home Shield front door. But on the plumbing side, they totally kicked us out because we were way over the threshold on the pricing for that. And man, all that stuff matters, and knowing that, we knew that going into Modesto, so that warranty stuff has not been a priority. We have gotten some, to our surprise. It's good, it's beneficial for us, but hey, let's see. Anybody here got any questions? Just let me know. I'm just rambling on. But yeah, it's been very beneficial. We get the boost from that, but leaning on Google ads and Google Business Profile. It's taken us a lot so I give you the comparison. We started a Google Business Profile just for plumbing back in October, and we're struggling to get any kind of ranking. Plumbing is hard. It's a very difficult competition. So where we put the plumbing at now, we're starting to rank a lot better in that area. Even though we didn't drop a pin, Google still verifies your location. So we're growing a little bit. Conversely, we did the Google profile in Modesto, did all the same things that we're doing right now, and we're ranking 1. So it's a total, for appliance repair, it's a totally different thing when you have a physical location. I swear it seems like they give you an extra boost. So it's almost worth it to go get you a physical spot. I know it's an investment, but if you're wanting to grow, I would highly recommend it. Find you the cheapest spot in the best possible neighborhood. You got to balance the two. You don't want to get a cheap spot in a bad neighborhood because now you're pin dropping around bad customers. You want to pin drop around good customers. Okay, so if you pin drop around good customers and you do the right things with your Google business profile, you'll begin to rank in that neighborhood, and those will be your customers. I just saw a question come through. Let's see. If you had to start all over again in appliance repair, how would you go about it? What steps would you take? Okay, so if I had to start all over again, so my biggest mistake starting out towards the end of that first year was I went away from buying vehicles with cash. There's a couple different reasons. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first 5 we bought cash. I went away from that because I was in a rush and I wanted to hire people. And that's cool and all, but again, if you remember back in the pandemic, the used vehicles began to be scarce. They went up in price. So I was like, man, I'll just go get a new vehicle. And I wasn't worrying about it. So we ended up hiring 3 people at the time to get started. And we had no vehicles, literally had them in training here in Bakersfield for 2 weeks. Well, actually, one of them quit the day before we actually started. But the 2 guys, they were down here in training for 2 weeks. And like the last, I think it was a Wednesday and they were supposed to go home on Friday, I was scampering trying to find vehicles and I couldn't. So I ended up going to the Ford dealership. I got a really good deal. So they're doing 0% down. And then I think I expanded it out a little bit longer and I got like 1.5%, which is crazy because I just went to the dealer the other day and they told me 9 point something, 7 point something, which is crazy. But anyway, that was one of the biggest mistakes. So I ended up getting 3 brand new vehicles financed, but they were the wrong type. So I got Edges because they didn't even have any Transits available for me to purchase. So I bought 3 that day and then we ordered 3 more, right? Because again, I had to plan to expand. And shoot, we barely even made it into the other vehicles before we, they showed up. Those things didn't show up till almost a year later. Like it was like 9 months later when they showed up. But anyway, the 3 vehicles, the 4 Edges, they were more than the Transits. So that was one thing. And then they're not as, obviously they're not as friendly. They don't have as much space. They're worse on gas. And they're just a regular SUV. So as soon as you drive them off the lot, completely upside down on them. So that was probably the major biggest first mess up that I did. The second mess up, so I guess if I would have started all over, so the second year, 2022, so everything was kicking, we were going really well. So the second major shift was I got away from using the 5 bank account systems. So where, profit first. Basically it's the profit first system where you make sure you're paying yourself first. So I got away from that because I'm expanding. I'm going into LA County, and LA County was a disaster. It still is. It did mess me up a little bit going down there. They're totally different beasts down there. Totally different customers, warranty companies. They're relentless down there. So I understand, what you all going through when you're in a big city. So if you're in LA, not necessarily San Francisco, it's different up there. But LA, I know it's similar. Or if you go into any other big city, Dallas, it's like that. Where, man, you gotta be dirt cheap to even get on the radar, and you gotta have already, seem like you have an established team to get some consistency. So that was one of another big mistake, and that cost me over 20 grand. That mistake for it was a quick lesson. It was like November to mid first week of December, something like that. It was, man, crushing. It was bad, but and then so it was bad timing too because I got away from the profit first. I financed a lot of that stuff, so I spent 2023 like, okay, we're gonna cut back. We're focusing on not necessarily growth, but we're gonna put together a growth plan, and we're gonna focus on expense control and finding the right person. In 2023, we went through tons of technicians coming in. Because again, we develop a training program, so we identify how to train somebody, and we can quickly figure out if they're going to be good or not, right? Because man, I think it was like a craze around 2023 around appliance repair. Everybody wanted to do it. Everybody think they can do it. Everybody thought it was like easy money. But at the end of the day, when you're going out there, you're going to turn a wrench. If you can't really do it, it's going to show. So we had people quit. We had one guy, got several guys, man, I don't know. I think the total was like 13 different people during the whole year. So it was crazy. We switched to commission based too, because it was just better. Quite frankly, and when it all comes down to it, the technician gets what they earn, what they do. So it's a sales position, it's a sales organization. So if you sell and you make the sale, then you get paid. If you don't, then that's it is what it is on that line front. But yeah, that was one of the other things. But I avoided a lot of mistakes since then. So like 2023, 2024 was really good. Really good. Like I said, 2023 we were developing the plan to get the plumbing contractor's license, executed on that. But yeah, it's I think there's a threshold too, minimum threshold, and it's right around 5 technicians. So if you're at 5 technicians, then ideas that you have, at that point you can invest in yourself, advance it, and really it's like really take advice from somebody who's done it already. Not necessarily exactly how they do it, because markets could be a little bit different, but the things to avoid. So that's why that was a really good question. Financing and I guess they're both centered around financing. So right now the strategy, we're gonna get 3 more vehicles. So 3 more vehicles. So this will make 6 within the last, I don't know, 2 months that we're getting. I went super cheap on 2 of them. Got some really old beaters, but hey, they look good, they run good. Are they gonna last, 3-4 years? What I expect to get out of them? Probably not. We should get 2, but the goal was to get something in because we needed, to start producing revenue. These next 3 were, a little slightly updated, so they're 2022. So we're gonna grab those up. They're right where our other ones are, 21s, 2022s, the transits and the edges. And then we got a mixed bag of, well, I guess it's not a mixed bag anymore. They're all Nissan Envys, is the other 3 that we have. But yeah, all in all, man, when you're starting out, man, it's you got to determine whether or not it's going to be you, or are you going to run with the team, or you're going to grow the team. Realistically, it can be, if you're trying to get out of it, like I said, 5. You got to get the 5. 3 will get you out. 5 will get you cool. Okay. And when I mean out, I mean turn the wrench. At 5, you still day to day. Shit, I'm day to day. I'm sitting here in the office right now doing stuff. I'm day to day, but that's it. So, how would you compare appliance repair to garage door repair? So, plumbing. Okay, good. That's a good question. So we did branch out. We did a little bit of garage door repair. So this is what I learned from garage door repair, and it's very similar to plumbing. To acquire a customer in garage door repair is a lot higher. So most of the time, the customers, they're looking for somebody quick right away. No. So when you think of commercial appliance repair, where you're thinking, hey, the business needs somebody right away, right now, no. So we do commercial repair. That's not always the case at all. I don't think we ran across very many scenarios where commercial customer needed us right away. When it was garage door repair, man, they wanted you there right now. Okay. So when it comes to, and then this was before we got our contractor's license. So it was kind of like, we were capped out at $500, but the cost to acquire a customer was like 200 something bucks, right? Out the gate new. It wasn't like there's a ton of garage door companies out here, but on the garage door side, the garage door companies, they spend a lot more on advertisements. So which means in order for you to get seen as the new guy on the block, you got to spend more on advertisements. And they can do that because their number one goal is to go out and sell a new door. They're going to sell you a door, a minimum $1,500, $6,000, $13,000. That's what they're trying to do. The door, the tune-up. They're putting you on plans. And I think at this time we had just came up with the idea of Zip Club, so we didn't really have a plan or retention. Basically, a membership is a retention plan, customer retention plan. So we didn't have that. But we had the skill set. So we bought the courses, we did the training, we did Garage University, very similar to what we did for the appliances. And even to this day, we can get a call, we can go do a garage door. Well, one of the guys can, I can. So we learned the lessons, we have the tools, but man, just to get those customers, it was very difficult. Now, the other thing I learned about plumbing, and we still learn plumbing, right? We're a year and a half in, and still not 100% profitable at all at this point. We got some learning lessons. We were, and then this year has been a run. So hopefully we'll see what last month ended like, but I don't think it's going to get us out of the hole on plumbing. So plumbing, same thing. Acquire a customer. I think it's like 100 and something bucks right now. I gotta go back and look at the number. It was moving, and we watched that sucker move up all year, and it's more seasonal. So garage doors is, at least when we were doing it, we took out the game kind of early. We only did it for like 6 months, and then we tapped out. It was like no progress. Maybe we had like 6 calls. It was pretty bad. Lost a lot of time on that. Obviously, we learned the lesson, so we didn't stock them on a lot of parts, even though I still got parts down there to fix some doors. So anybody want to come get some springs or something, we still got a couple left over. But on plumbing side, same thing, 100 something bucks to acquire a customer. However, the tickets, because we're a contractor, we can charge whatever we want. The tickets are good. So we can average over 450 bucks a ticket. Realistically, we should be somewhere around 1,200, 1,500 bucks. So that's where our struggle is right now on the plumbing side. The plumbing side out the gate, it is, so when you think of plumbing, just like garage doors, it's always that handyman realm that you have to compete with, right? And man, I don't like the handyman realms, but you competing with the handyman, right? For the really cheap prices, they'll go and they'll put in a faucet for you. They'll unclog your drain for 50 bucks, right? Those are the handyman specials. Now the issue comes into play is we want to get those calls because those calls lead to major plumbing repairs. A clogged drain may not just simply be a clogged drain. It could be a collapsed main line. So you can go from, going out for 100 bucks and then now all of a sudden you're at 7 grand, 8 grand. You're digging up the line, right? You're replacing what you need to replace. You got a big, couple days project on your hand, 2 days minimum. type of thing. Those are the calls that you want, because one of those calls a week will make you profitable. So it costs more to acquire the customer. So what we're learning is you either got to be focused, detailed, to where you're promoting your brand in the community so they know what you do. And we've been struggling with that because, we had so many years appliance, and like literally a million views. So now how do we compete with us putting stuff out in the atmosphere over and over and over that we fix appliances to now we fix plumbing? So that's what we're struggling with right now. So we got this whole branding campaign that we're working on to deploy. We're changing our logo, so it's just straight wrenches. We put water drip in our logo. You may see in the vans, we changed the look of the vans. Appliance and plumbing, big zip. So we're going brand focus. So zip appliance, zip plumbing. We're pipe pros. We want to double down on that. We're appliance champs, wherever our slogan is. So we're gonna stay heavy on that and continue to do that. So we're able to generate revenue. So a decent amount of revenue. However, it's at the end of the day, you got to overcome what you're spending to acquire that, and we're missing out on those larger jobs. Let's see, we had a couple more come through. Let's see. Do you recommend going to Freya's Academy or for training? If not, where do you recommend to get training? If not funding, LLC already. So. Freya's, I've never personally been to Freya's. They do online stuff. So a couple of my folks in the peer groups, they train technicians with them before. So I know they do on-site and they do remote as well. So that can be something that you're looking to do. But definitely, if you don't have training at all, you gotta get some training someplace. SSG, they do some kind of special financing if you're in the Atlanta area. Dyers in Texas. So it's training opportunities all over. Obviously, I give an outline in my course on how we train our technicians internally, and it's from a model because I want to be sustainable. Because we're out here on the West Coast, there's no training schools out here. So, but yeah, you can do that. It's a good question, Jefferson. Do I believe a one-man show can make $1 million in a year in garage door repair? Profit? No. Not a one-man show. I will say no, but no. I was talking to a guy in Sacramento who says yes, and my cousin's boyfriend makes $10,000 a week in Atlanta. So revenue, yes, you can make $1 million in revenue from a garage door if you're replacing the doors. So not repair. It's replacing the doors. They're replacing the doors. No, so you can backwards the math on that. It's just not enough time in the day. We gotta work 7 days a week, or be really good or work long hours during the week. Like I said, it's emergency style stuff, so you gotta be selling doors. So makes 10,000 a week. 52 is $500,000. So yeah, it's possible. $500,000, yeah. Yep. So you can. I won't say you can do that in appliance repair. If you sold appliances, yes, you can get really close. But even still, it's so difficult in appliances because there's so many moving parts. And then the same with garage doors. Like, man, you can possibly do it, but man, you gotta think about the logistics. You're ordering stuff. You gotta have somebody. It isn't like maybe one man has one technician. You're the technician. You have office staff, and probably yes, they're ordering stuff. But man, that'll be difficult. I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it. Any advice to scale from a 2-man appliance repair company to a 4 to 6-man company recommended? To use manufacturer's warranty. I never recommend to use manufacturer's warranty. That's the worst possible thing to screw yourself over. So 1, it's already low wages. 2, they can take you out at any point in time. So you're already capping yourself on what you can make. So if you're already running and it's two of you guys, you're going to double down on the branding. So your main objective should be to hire two more technicians. So once you get two more technicians, then you can determine when and whether you can go out in the truck. The way that you do that is you can COD property management. Warranty stuff, I guess you can sign up for it. So our approach when it comes to warranty is sign up for everything. We absolutely sign up for everything that we can possibly qualify for. We make sure our pricing is what our pricing is. So we're not getting bulk calls. We may get a little bit from everybody, and a little bit from everybody is a lot, and that's it's cool. you know. But no, manufacturer's warranty, nah, pass on that. In my opinion, how to pick the right appliance repair mentor for me. There's a couple of them. And I don't know. it's the style, man. Realistically, when it comes to like, I got people in coaching. Oh man, some people they've been in it for a while. They're doing really good. They're stable and they're learning like new techniques. So as I guess the biggest thing, because I'm still active, as I try new things, I share real time, because we meet weekly most of the time, and so it's damn near real time sharing. And then you got other people who like retired or out of the game. So when it comes to like actually fixing something, man, y'all seen the video? I went out for an initial call a couple months back. Man, maybe 6-7 months ago. That was the last time I went out by myself. And time before that, man, I can't even remember. It was a long time. So when it comes to like fixing stuff, I ain't the guy. When it comes to running a business and scaling, I'm pretty good at that. But I'm looking to figure out, okay, what's after the scale? How do you move in business? So I'm learning a little bit. I'm reaching out to different people. Partnership with different businesses is important. So like, because we're doing hotels, restaurants, stuff like that. So how do we build relationships with them to get consistent work, right? So those are the type of things that I'm trying to develop right now, because I want to reduce our COD down a bit and build up our commercial a little bit more, and just kind of maintain the warranty stuff. Don't want to be totally out the warranty game, because you never know, man. Somebody may be in need and vendor leaves or whatever, and then bam, you got an influx of calls. And we can be prepared to take those calls, and it doesn't have to be forever, but we're going to take those calls at our rate. If we're going to take them at our rate, easy, we're good to go. So we have no problem with that. But yeah, right mentor. So Jefferson, man, where are you located, and are you just straight brand new, or are you in the game and you just trying to figure it out? Because I tell you, most of the time people have problems is it's not necessarily the information, because the information is all out there. It's the fear, right, of which information or what piece of that information is right for you at what time. So like when it comes to getting vehicles in the business name, that may not be for you. Sounds great, but for me it's great. It's awesome. It's awesome for me and what we're trying to do, because now I can not worry about coming out of pocket on a down payment, and I know what we're bringing in revenue is more than enough to be able to pay those vehicle payments. And I understand too that I can use a little bit more of the depreciation too on the tax side as well. So it's not necessarily all about one strategy fits everything. It's just where you are. So where you are in the game. But yeah, man, I'm on this whole branding kick. We want Zip Appliance and Plumbing to be a brand name up and down the Central Valley of California, and I want to draw enough attention to our sales now, where people are looking for us. They're seeing our vehicles. They're calling us up. We can really be seen as the trusted partner out here. So, yeah, man. I forgot what I was supposed to be doing right now. Got to talking. Oh, I know what I was supposed to be doing. So I'm creating a, just kind of give you a heads up. I'm creating a, because we have CSRs, so we use AI system, but obviously we still take live calls. So one of the things is, as we do more and more different types of services, sometimes people forget, our CSRs forget what we do when it comes to like one-off things. So because we have the AI system, we have this thing built into Cinergy. It's a knowledge learning system. So basically, if I do like a Loom video or a document, I can upload the transcript or the SOP that I developed from that, and then now it becomes a knowledge bank. And what I plan to do with that is just take all the, because we got training for CSRs and all that stuff, our pricing model, our sheets, we can load that into the knowledge bank. So if the customer service rep runs into a question, typically what they do now, they put it in the chat, and if somebody's, in the chat is available, they'll respond. Sometimes there's a little lag if they're live on the phone. So what I plan to do is to create an internal bot just for our team that can answer any operational questions like that. And that's the beauty of AI right now. And I got this idea because I had hired a CSR, it's been like 2 months ago now, maybe a little longer, but I trained him with the ChatGPT. So basically loading in our scripts, you tell ChatGPT you're now a customer, you call in about appliance repairs, and you can give it the different types of problems. And then he basically took that prompt, and then he just spent 4 hours talking back and forth, because ChatGPT can talk to it, talk back and forth, mock scheduling calls. And then at the end, it gives him an assessment of how he did, what questions did he not answer, what was good, what was bad. And that's that was really good. So I'm like, man, okay. We can now, we're moving from, okay, we got all these videos and stuff that you have to watch, and then we have the rebuttals and stuff like that we created. Now we can go into, okay, this is your live, semi-live with AI training. So he did that, and it worked out really well. So that was a nice little thing. I'm not looking to hire any more CSRs. I think I got off track, but I was, and then I got to call one of my buddies, and he was like, man, he's using AI full time. And I'm like, I got AI. I used AI, but we use it on rollovers. We use it on nights and weekends. So we're not really getting, we weren't really heavy use. So I'm like, okay, instead of hiring another CSR because we're adding more bodies, we're just going to rely more on the AI. So we develop a training AI, or that's what I'm gonna be working on today. But also our AI that we have already, when it rolls over, the booking percentage is still pretty good. So we're like, hey, we don't need to hire anybody. And the good thing about the AI is missed calls, it'll roll over to the AI, it'll do the booking, walk through the script. It doesn't mess up. So it doesn't need to send a chat to the message, do we do this? It's already programmed in the base. So it answers all the questions the right way, the right time. And that's a beautiful thing. But we're gonna be turning on some more features too, as far as like it reading the calendar, because right now it'll request a slot, and then we have to manually confirm it. But we're gonna turn on some more stuff to make sure, because we don't want to necessarily always just. So I guess the big thing is, the way I have it programmed is, so say like today, if we weren't booked in the afternoon and the call rolled over, the AI, because it's in the afternoon, it'll offer it tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Because it knows we're in the afternoon, they'll try to book you more calls for the day, right? Because it assumes that we're full. So obviously we're full, but if it wasn't the case, I would like the AI to be able to look at the calendars, find the available slot, and actually give it an actual available slot. So those are features that we just haven't turned on. They're there. So we're going to be activating that too. I have a couple clients, I think they would use it. They're using it right now, but I think they would welcome that with more accurate time slots. They can still choose to, call them back and reschedule if it doesn't work well, but it'll give them more opportunity for if they're not full. So that's one thing. Um, Also, too, we got club memberships too. So how do we, give good customer service to our club memberships? Right, we give them a special phone number. They can call that phone number. It pops up on our system, members. So we give them priority answering on the call. So if we're giving them priority, if somebody else is calling in, we need to be able to distinguish between the two. So that's another thing. All these like little internal things that I got on here on the list to do. We got plumbing bot. We're going to be migrating our Google phones for our technicians. So I give all the technicians Google Voice lines. I pay like $20 a month for those lines. We're going to be migrating them out of Google directly into Cinergy. So our Cinergy platform is just white label, high level. So we'll be moving them over to that whenever I got the time to do it. I may do it tomorrow. And then, commission report. I'm supposed to be paying the guys. That's what I'm supposed to be doing today, running that. So I guess I'm gonna get to that. We got any more questions? So other than that, time to pay them. Let's see what we got. South Florida. Hey, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, it's people in South Florida. You're TMM's down there, and I think he's in Miami. So he's got a whole school. They got the whole Voxer network. I'm not on the Voxer network, but I know they got it. And a lot of people really like it. Like to learn appliance repair. But yeah, man. That's it. So hey, 40-minute on the impromptu live. And if y'all guys wanted to do, I don't know how to do this. How do I chat back? Do your guys keep the work vans? They take them home. Any break-ins? Absolutely. Absolutely, there's break-ins. So if you got a service vehicle on the road, somebody's gonna break into your stuff. So most recent one was, I don't know, 4 weeks ago. We had a break-in. For whatever reason, I won't say it's always Fresno. First two was in Bakersfield, but the last streak has been in Fresno, man. They love our vehicles up there. Ain't nothing in them. Man. I don't know why they breaking in them. It's costing me a bunch of window repairs because to replace the window is under the threshold for the insurance, like $200-something. But the biggest thing, we lose the time that we could be out running calls and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be no difference here at the office either. We left them here at the office, and then somebody just randomly vandalized one of them, just knocked off the side mirrors. Random act of violence. So you can't get around that. One thing too, as you grow and you buy vehicles, you gotta understand that ain't your vehicle. It's your business vehicle. It's a tool to make money. Even mine, I drive around in my Edge. I go to different spots. Talk to businesses. It's got the letterings on it and stuff like that. Yeah, I drive it, but it ain't mine. It's the business's vehicle. Okay, it is essentially there as a moving billboard to attract customers to give us a call, right? So if it's got a little ding or some miles on it, or that's what it is. I ain't gonna trip. We had somebody get rear-ended. They were sitting at a stoplight, bam, rear-ended the camera, called it. Camera caught it, but hey, we're going through that right now. So we can, totally, I'm just glad that it wasn't totaled. So he's still able to move around, back two doors don't open, but you can barely tell he just hit it just enough. His car didn't have any damage, but just hit it good enough where we can't open the back door. So obviously we gotta get that repaired. Hopefully it's repairable. But yeah, so that's it. Cash, cars versus finance. So both. We do both. So the type of financing. So used cars or used, I would say vans. So we made the mistake of getting used SUVs. Don't do that. Horrible decision. the cargo vans, you can get them used, and realistically, you can, basically, if you get a good deal on them, you can turn around and sell them and not take a big loss, even if you have to do it right away. So that's a big deal. We with those, because they're fairly inexpensive. We try to do them with cash when we can. But we're gonna get some more. They're newer used. We're gonna get those. We're gonna finance those. Those are, I think one of them got like 6,000 miles on it, so this is brand new, realistically. So we'll finance those. Even still, they're still under 30,000 too. So, yeah. All right. Hey, now I'm surprised, man. I get so many questions on the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Man, I hope I answered some of y'all questions well. Yeah, I still don't know how to. I can't type in the chat. Oh yeah, I can type in the chat. I'm tripping. I got my computer over here. But I'll put if y'all in a Facebook group. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to share this in the Facebook group. Did I share this in the Facebook group? Oh well. Hey y'all in the Facebook group. Sorry, it's late post, man. But all right, I'm getting back to work. God pay the gods. Y'all take it easy. Peace.